Welcome to a brand new series that I am so excited for because I'm going to have something where I can come out, take some of these discs out and show you how they fly. Series is going to be called Top Disc. It's a spin-off of Top Gear. Candidly, I don't know if anyone else has done this on YouTube. I did not look or check, so apologies if I have, but I'm just filming this. Let's go for it. We're going to start off with the Neutron Pyro from Axiom Discs. This is a very unique mold. If you know anything about the Pyro, it has a funky wing design where it's kind of like cut out and it feels a little funny on backhand. However, forehand, this is one of the best feeling forehand mid-ranges I've ever had the pleasure of throwing. Flight numbers on this are 5402.5. So, is it going to live up to these flight numbers? It's always a lie. It's marketing, but I think this is pretty close for the Pyro. That's what we're going to do. This is going to be the very first one. So it's going to set the bar for everything else that I test. I did run a disc golf online shop for 2 years. I have tested and thrown just about every approach disc, every mid-range out there, and I still have this whole shelf, a shelf back here, an entire other rack of discs that we're going to be able to use, put up against the test. So again, very excited for this series that we're starting right now with the Axiom Pyro. Let's go throw this. Definitely a little tester here. Get it up height. We got it. Starting off with a birdie with the Pyro. So the next one's going to be a tricky one for this Pyro. I'm going to have to really get over on this one. It's 5402.5 on the flight numbers. Wow, that got some lift. But it's down. We're going to have a look there. Pyro hit one of these trees. Just dropped down, but we're only like 15 feet from the basket here. So it's just a little tap in. Nothing to worry about. And we move on, starting off 2 for 2 with the Pyro. So this one's a little bit shorter. There's 2 baskets to play here. Too many street lights to go through. We're gonna play this first one and go for a little skip, possibly ace. I have skip aced this before. Just behind the basket. Pyro went a little deep. This is gonna be a tricky putt. I have to hit this window to the next one and drop in. Give myself 10% chance. Sweet! All right, maybe I didn't give myself enough credit. We're on hole 4 here. We're gonna do just a forehand through this gap and try to get this to finish straight to the basket. Pyro is so good on a forehand. Just a very straight flight, it's finishing right. Pretty much a perfect shot for this hole. This Pyro was right under the basket. Such a sweet color scheme on this. See if we can't get this in. It's gonna be a little low. Ooh, we hit the pole. Simple little tap out here for the Pyro. I'm gonna flex this through the gap. I love that. Hold it. A little too stable. Pyro went a little long, but not too bad. Picked up another one. A little bit of a blind shot, but nothing the Pyro can't handle with the forehand. Just get around the tree. That should be pretty close. Well, Pyro was close. It's just a little annoying to be in the trees like this. Gonna take a high stall shot here. Maybe it wasn't high, but can it get back over and stay in bounds? We can. Pyro is my favorite disc I've found recently. I think for the Pyro, we're gonna do a flex shot through this gap. skipped a little bit, but we should be fine with that. Well, tester range, tailwind putt. Stay up. Pyro's still going. What a disc. So there you have it. We just tested out this Neutron Pyro from Axiom. I have this disc and a couple other plastics. I've got it in plasma, I've got it in their proton plastic, but I think this Neutron is the best version of the Pyro if you're gonna check it out. We'll throw these two in the mix, but not gonna get as high of a score as this is gonna get. But just wanna talk about this disc for a second. This disc, for me, I will forehand this like 250-ish. And it kind of takes the slot of a Firebird, but it's a mid-range. It's a lot more controllable, a little bit more forgiving than, say, these higher speed discs that they're gonna wanna dump a little bit quicker, but they get there faster. So this gives me a different, more controlled flight on the forehands. The backhands, it's so flat that it's like the ideal shape and height. I guess maybe height's the right word. Just the only thing that you have to get over is just the funky wing, you know, where it's just got that cutout and then harsh out to the side. But maybe that's what gives it such a good flight characteristic. So who do I think is bagging this disc? I would say that this is probably more of a pro style disc where you're more of an advanced player, maybe in the intermediate category, but just how stable and overstable this disc is, you're gonna have to throw this on a lot of flex to get this to work out. So if you've got a really, really powerful forehand, this is probably the main use of this disc. So I've got this balance in the bag right now that is starting to beat in pretty well. So if this was a brand new disc, it would not make any sense to put it in the bag next to the Pyro. So just a couple thoughts there on what this slot is gonna be. And again, if you're looking for a forehand mid-range that acts like a Firebird, this is the disc for you. And that's why it's made my bag. It's gonna stay in there. We shot a perfect 9 under there. It's not that hard to do, to be honest. I mean, you saw the course, nothing over 300 feet, but great disc. I'm gonna give this, and this is the very first one I'm doing, so I kind of have to like think about, this is gonna set the bar, you know, for all the other discs that I have. And I'm gonna honestly go 9.5 out of 10. Like, I truly do like this disc that much. So that's gonna set the bar very high. And stay tuned for more of the top disc series. This is the Axiom Neutron Pyro, it's max weight. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what disc you want me to throw next and compare to the Pyro, probably a Justice. I've got a couple of those sitting up here, so we'll throw a Justice up to this one, and we'll throw these Pyros down the road as well. But this is the best plastic in this Pyro.